The WNBA have now fined Caitlin Clark for saying refs can't stop us. What world do we live in?
Kathy Engelbert, you need to be fired. You need to be straight up fired. How dare you? How dare you try to find the GOAT, Caitlin Clark?
Caitlin Clark just got fined by the WNBA again, and this time for typing 7 little words on Instagram. Think about how insane that is. You drop a comment after your team makes history, you hype up the fans, and suddenly the league is acting like you've just started World War III. Here's the actual line: refs couldn't stop us. That's it. No profanity, no names, no attack, just pure, raw celebration. And the result? A $200 fine. $200. The kind of money Caitlin Clark makes in the time it takes her to tie her sneakers. And that's what makes this so humiliating for the league, because this fine says way more about them than it does about her. The WNBA isn't just policing its stars, it's embarrassing itself in front of the world, and fans are done staying quiet.
Caitlin Clark, yeah, she gonna get fined again. I'm just pointing this out. This also hilariously gives a double middle finger to the WNBA. I mean, honestly, in all their BS.
$200. Kathy, what do you think you are accomplishing by that? What kind of message do you think you're accomplishing by doing? You're not even making an example out of her by finding her an exorbitant amount of money. You are literally making a joke out of yourself by finding her such a little amount of money.
The hashtags are brutal, the comment sections are savage, and Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, she's getting roasted like never before. Because here's the truth, this isn't about money, this is about power, control, and silencing the very player who put your league on the map. So buckle up, because in this video, we're going to break down exactly why Caitlin Clark's $200 fine just exposed the WNBA for the joke it really is. If you believe the league doesn't deserve Caitlin Clark, hit that like button right now and drop "the W is a joke" in the comments. Let's make sure they hear us loud and clear.
This is the first time in 10 years that the Fever have made it to the second round of the playoffs. This is the first time that they have won a first round playoff series in 10 years, you guys, since 2015. And they're doing it without Caitlin Clark, without Sophie Cunningham, without Ari McDonald, without Sid Colson, without Chloe Bibby, without Damiris Dantas.
To the semifinals of the WNBA for the first time in 10 years. Kelsey Mitchell said, all that we've got, and we have all that we need.
Let's rewind for a sec, because this fine didn't just drop out of nowhere. It came in the middle of one of the wildest runs the Indiana Fever have had in a decade. 10 years. That's how long Fever fans have been waiting to feel this kind of playoff energy again. An entire generation of kids grew up without ever seeing their team in the semifinals. And now, thanks to this squad, thanks to Caitlin Clark's impact, Sophie Cunningham's grit, and the rise of Kelsey Mitchell, the Fever are back. Game 1 against the Atlanta Dream? Disaster.
And Caitlin Clark on Instagram commented this: refs couldn't stop us. Elite bench mob. Like, you would think that that means nothing. You would think that that means absolutely nothing.
I mean, that's it. She literally didn't say anything else at all, but guess what? Today, she revealed shocking news on X.
Yeah, she got fined. She got fined for saying refs can't stop us. The WNBA have now fined Caitlin Clark for saying refs can't stop us.
They looked flat, out of rhythm, and it felt like the season might slip through their fingers. But Game 2? Oh, that was a movie. From the opening tip, the Fever played like a team possessed. Shots were falling, defense was suffocating, and the crowd was electric. And here's the part that made it special. Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham weren't even on the floor. Both injured. Caitlin Clark, fired up, left a simple comment: refs couldn't stop us. Elite bench mob, that's it. That was her crime. Celebrating her team, hyping her sisters, adding fuel to a fire that fans couldn't get enough of. But instead of embracing that energy, instead of letting the moment breathe, the WNBA decided to pounce.
The word referees has to be spoken, cannot be said by an Indiana Fever player, otherwise it's a fine. And the worst part is if they got fined for celebrating. So I don't think, only she got fined, not everybody. There's other people on the floor.
And that's when this story turned from celebration into humiliation. So how did a 2-line Instagram comment spiral into the WNBA's biggest embarrassment of the season? Let's break it down step by step. Step 1. The Fever's social media team posts the clip of the bench mob going wild after the Game 2 win. Fans love it. Engagement skyrockets. Everyone's talking about how even without playing, Caitlin and Sophie were the heartbeat of the team. Step 2. Caitlin drops her comment. Refs couldn't stop us. Elite bench mob a little swagger, a little fire. The kind of line every sports fan lives for. Nobody blinked twice. It was hype, it was fun, it was harmless. Step 3. Out of nowhere, the WNBA swoops in like the fun police. Clark reveals on X that she got fined, and not just any fine, a laughable $200. I mean, really? $200 in professional sports? That's not discipline, that's pocket change, that's lunch money. Step 4. Fans lose it, not with Caitlin, with the league. Memes flood in. One fan joked, "Did they ask if she needed an installment plan?" Another roasted the league saying, "A $200 fine is more embarrassing than the comment itself." Step 5. Sophie Cunningham jumps in. She reposts Clark's fine and trolls the league, saying they might need to start a GoFundMe. That's when the floodgates really opened. Fans piled on with jokes, fundraising memes, and non-stop roasting of Kathy Engelbert. The WNBA thought they were flexing control. Instead, they handed the internet a comedy special. So, to recap, one Instagram comment, a $200 fine, and the league managed to turn a playoff celebration into a PR disaster. That's not discipline, that's insecurity. And the world just saw it. Here's where it gets messy, because this $200 fine, it's not just about money, it's about what it reveals. Let's start with the hypocrisy. Just a few days, and don't forget, this whole thing circles back to Vegas versus Minnesota. The Aces looked vulnerable at times, even getting blown out by 50 against the Lynx. Guess who was standing tall after that humiliation? Satu in Minnesota, turning the tables and flipping the script. That loss might have been the shock to the system Vegas needed, but it also showed the league that the Lynx, led by Satu, are not just spoilers, they're contenders. This isn't just a debate over stats, it's about momentum. Who finishes the season stronger? Who carries their team deeper into the playoffs? Who looks like the face of the league when the lights burn brightest? That's the fuel. That's the fire. And that's why the MVP race isn't just about numbers, it's about narrative. And right now, Satu Sabally is at the heart of it. To understand Satu Sabaly's dominance, you've got to go back to where it all started, Berlin, Germany. Picture this, a young girl on a playground with her sister, tall enough to catch a coach's eye from across the court. No AAU circuit, no ESPN highlight tapes, just raw talent, spotted by chance. That moment changed everything. At 9 years old, Satu didn't even know the rules of the game. But what she did know was the feeling, the thrill of catching the ball, the challenge of dribbling, the nervous excitement of competition. That spark never left her. Even as a pro, she still chases that same feeling every time she steps on the court. But here's what makes her different. Satu has always carried a dual identity. Off the court, she embraces the unicorn nickname, an inspiration for little girls who see themselves in her. Proof that you can be unique, graceful, and powerful all at once. On the court, though, she flips the switch. That unicorn turns into something fierce, an alter ego that thrives on dominance. She's not just out there to play, she's out there to own the game. Her path wasn't easy. Playing on all boys teams in Germany toughened her up. Coming to the US, adjusting to Oregon, the WNBA, and the constant injuries tested her resilience. Most players would have broken. Satu built herself stronger. She turned pain into fuel, setbacks into comebacks. And now, you see the result. A player who embodies versatility, leadership, and fight. A woman who can inspire with a smile off the court. For years, the conversation has revolved around familiar names. Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Candace Parker before them. Legends who defined eras. But Satu represents something different. She's international, born in Germany, with roots that make her a global ambassador for the game. That matters. The WNBA has been pushing for growth overseas, and Satu is the perfect face for that mission. She's proof that the league is no longer just an American stage, it's a worldwide showcase. And then there's the cultural impact. Satu wears unicorn proudly, but she doesn't just keep it for herself. She tells young girls, "You have a unicorn inside you too." That message resonates. It's not about being a copy of someone else. It's about owning your uniqueness, whether that's on a basketball court or anywhere in life. On the floor, her dominance gives the Dallas Wings an identity they've been searching for. No longer are they the team with potential or future stars. With Satu at the helm, they're a team with expectations, a team that demands respect. That shift changes how opponents prepare, how coaches strategize, and how fans watch. And for the league, a star like Satu is gold. She brings charisma, international flair, and a game that sells highlights. In a league that's finally getting the attention it deserves, Satu Sabally might just be one of the players who helps push it over the edge, from niche to mainstream, from underdog to undeniable. Her rise isn't just about an MVP race, it's about redefining what the future of the WNBA looks like. At the end of the day, Satu Sabaly's story isn't just about basketball, it's about transformation. It's about a player who was once labeled inconsistent, now standing tall as one of the most dominant forces in the WNBA. It's about resilience, about rewriting the script when everyone else thought they already knew the ending. Think about it. 6 games missed early in the year could have buried her MVP chances. Injuries could have derailed her career. Doubters could have defined her legacy. But Satu refused to let any of that stick. Instead, she's turned those obstacles into fuel, proving not only that she belongs, but that she belongs at the very top. And that's what makes this moment so powerful. Because we're not just witnessing a breakout season. The MVP debate will rage on. A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, Napheesa Collier, those names will always command respect. But Satu Sabally has forced her way into that conversation, and she's not going anywhere. The WNBA isn't just in the middle of a season, it's in the middle of a shift. And Satu, she's leading the charge. So the question now is simple. Are we ready? Are we ready to embrace the new era, to put respect on Satu's name, and to recognize that the unicorn has become a beast? If you believe Satu Sabally deserves to be in the MVP conversation, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest WNBA stories. This is just the beginning.